In this section, we'll decode the EU AI Act's core language. You'll see what legally counts as an AI system, and how the 4 risk levels work in practice, so you can quickly spot which of your use cases are low friction and which demand board-level attention. Leadership teams often talk about AI in terms of capabilities: machine learning, deep learning, black boxes. The EU AI Act talks in a different vocabulary: providers, deployers, high risk, prohibited, transparency. This course is about translating fluently between those two worlds so you can make sound decisions. Under the EU AI Act, AI is broader than most people expect. It covers any machine-based system that uses computation to infer how to generate outputs, such as predictions, classifications, or recommendations that influence the world. That includes both statistical models and rule-based approaches, as long as they infer rather than simply execute fixed steps. Here's a quick litmus test. If a system learns patterns and then makes predictions or recommendations, it's typically in scope. Recommendation engines and CV screening tools clearly qualify. By contrast, simple rule-based scripts or Excel macros that just follow fixed instructions generally fall outside the EU AI Act's definition. The Act doesn't treat all AI the same. It starts with one core question: how much harm could this system realistically cause? Most tools you use will be minimal or limited risk, with only light rules. As potential impact increases, obligations rise sharply. At the very top, certain practices are simply banned. At that top tier, the EU AI Act draws a hard red line. Some AI uses are outright prohibited. These unacceptable risk systems exploit people, enable manipulation, or systematically undermine fundamental rights. For leaders, these aren't negotiable or optimizable risks. They're off-limits. The next level down is high-risk AI. That's where your main compliance burden sits. These systems are permitted, but only with strong safeguards, because they affect safety or fundamental rights. Think AI inside medical devices and vehicles, or systems used in HR and credit decisions. As a leader, you should expect rigorous risk management, strict data governance, detailed documentation, meaningful human oversight, and ongoing monitoring. One critical area: AI used for hiring, promotions, task allocation, performance ratings, or firing is automatically high risk. The same treatment applies to systems grading exams or assigning students and trainees. This classification applies even when you're simply licensing and deploying a vendor's tool, not building it yourself. Most commercially relevant high-risk systems are listed in Annex 3. As a rule of thumb, if your AI influences access to money, essential utilities, or legal status, assume it's high risk until proven otherwise. That means stricter controls, more documentation, and robust human oversight, and usually a slower go-to-market. In return, you gain higher trust, stronger defensibility, and closer regulatory scrutiny. Limited risk systems are generally allowed, but they come with one central expectation: don't mislead people. When a chatbot is answering, a deepfake is speaking, or an emotion recognition tool is running, users must be clearly informed. They need to know they're dealing with AI, and when content is synthetic or simulated. By contrast, most AI you already use will fall into the minimal risk bucket. Think spam filters, recommendation engines, or inventory optimization tools. The Act doesn't impose new hard obligations here, but it does expect responsible behavior and encourages voluntary internal codes of conduct to keep usage aligned with your values. This mixed picture explains why you can't manage AI risk in a silo. Within a single company, HR might be close to unacceptable behavioral manipulation while also using high-risk promotion tools. Marketing may run limited risk, clearly labeled AI copy. Finance might combine high-risk credit scoring with minimal risk reporting dashboards. Your governance model has to accommodate all of these risk levels at the same time. For any AI initiative, apply a simple mental checklist. First, confirm it actually qualifies as an AI system under the Act. Next, immediately screen for prohibited practices. If you're anywhere near that line, stop and redesign. Then check whether it's high risk and, if so, trigger the strict compliance pathway. For everything else, ensure clear transparency for users and then embed your ethical principles. You now understand what counts as AI under the Act, how to classify risk, and how that classification reshapes your portfolio. The next step is execution. Map every use case, prioritize resources around high-risk systems, and use transparency across the board to earn and maintain stakeholder trust.